I moved into the old house on Willow Street because it was cheap. Too cheap, in hindsight. The real estate agent said it had been vacant for years, and the previous owners had left in a hurry. She didn't say why. The house itself was beautiful. A sprawling two-story Victorian with a wraparound porch and a large backyard that bordered a dense forest. But there was one thing that made me uneasy from the start. The basement. The door to the basement was always locked. The agent said she didn't have the key, and the landlord claimed it was just storage, and not to worry about it. But the door was heavy, made of solid oak, with a thick, rusted padlock that looked like it hadn't been opened in decades. The first few weeks were fine. I settled in, unpacked my things, and tried to ignore the basement door. But then I started hearing the noises. It began with faint scratching sounds, like something was dragging itself across the concrete floor. At first, I thought it was rats. I set traps, but they never caught anything. The scratching continued, growing louder and more persistent. Then came the footsteps. Late at night, when the house was silent, I'd hear them. Soft, deliberate steps coming from below. It sounded like someone was pacing back and forth, just beneath my feet. I tried to convince myself it was my imagination, but the sounds were too real to ignore. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed a flashlight and a crowbar and decided to break the lock. The padlock was stubborn, but after a few hard strikes, it finally gave way. The door creaked open, revealing a steep staircase leading down into darkness. The air that rushed up was cold and damp, carrying a faint, earthy smell. I hesitated, but curiosity got the better of me. I descended the stairs slowly, my flashlight cutting through the gloom. The basement was larger than I expected, with a low ceiling and walls lined with shelves. But what stopped me in my tracks was the figure standing in the corner. It was a man. He was tall and thin, with matted hair and clothes that hung off his frame like rags. His face was gaunt, his eyes wide and wild. In his hand, he held a rusty pipe, raised like a weapon. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. Then he lunged at me. I turned and ran up the stairs, slamming the basement door shut behind me. My heart was pounding as I grabbed my phone and called the police. When they arrived, the basement was empty. The man was gone, but the evidence of his presence was everywhere. The shelves were cluttered with empty food cans, dirty blankets, and other signs of someone living there. The police searched the house and the surrounding area. That's when they found it, a hidden passage in the forest behind the house. It was a narrow tunnel, overgrown with roots and vines, leading straight to the basement. The man had been using it to come and go. The police said he was likely a squatter who'd been living in